again. Here I am. I find myself in front of the camera once again. Just excited about life, excited about my mission, excited about my purpose, about my goal. You know, my mission is to be able... before I get into this, my name is Santos Rolon Jr. and I want to take a few minutes out. I want to encourage you. I want to transfer belief into your life. That's what I feel. That's what I feel that I'm called to do. I feel that I'm called to transfer belief. See, I didn't have belief for many years in my life. I didn't believe in myself. In fact, I was a very fearful person, extremely fearful. I tried to overcome that fear, but the fear overshadowed my mindset. And I was just thinking about, a little bit ago, I was just thinking about life. I was thinking about purpose. I was thinking about dreams, leadership development. There are different kinds of leaders in the world. I consider myself a leader. Do you consider yourself a leader? I know some people won't even dare say that because they don't understand what leadership is and they don't know who they really are. You see, you have leadership within you, but you have to develop that leadership. Now, how are you going to develop that leadership if you don't believe? I've been talking lately. I do a lot of talking. I will admit I do a lot of mirror talks where I actually get in front of the mirror and I talk to myself. I listen to a lot of successful people and I've learned a lot from successful people. You know, successful people and leaders, they do some pretty strange things. They do. I'm coming to find that in my own life because I find myself doing some pretty strange things. And I don't know if they're really strange, but I'll tell you one thing. I know that they work. I know that they work. I believe they work. In fact, if they didn't work, I probably wouldn't be here in front of this camera speaking to you right now. But I'm going to say that, you know, unless you truly believe that you can do something, it's going to be virtually impossible for you to even try. And I was thinking earlier, you know, how do you develop belief? You see, I kind of live in this imaginary world today. We often hear that we should be like children in the imagination. But a lot of us don't understand that. I didn't understand it. What do you mean, be, you know, think like a child? You don't want to act like a child, obviously, but you want to think. You know, when you watch children, when you observe children and you listen to them and you really check them out, they're in a world. They're like in a whole other world. And yeah, it's obvious they're children, but they're in the world of imagination. These children believe. I mean, I imagine, right? I can't get into a child's mind, but I often think like a child today more and more because I recognize there's power in believing and thinking this way. That's why many people talk about that we need to have the imagination like a child. And I truly believe today that because I feel that I'm living my dream. I'm 50 years young. I never would have thought 5 or even 3 or 4 years ago that I would be in the situation that I'm in today. I'm going to talk a little bit. I'm going to do my best to keep this video short. Hopefully what I'm sharing in here will inspire you. I believe it will. You know, the Bible talks about the power of life and death is in the tongue. In fact, I was reading with my granddaughter. I try to read with her at least every other night scriptures and different things to help boost her faith and help her think bigger than she's thinking. That the belly will be filled. This was in Proverbs 18 in the Old Testament, the Holy Bible. Your belly shall be filled with the fruit of your lips. As I was reading chapter 18, I was kind of thinking a lot about the way that I live today and the way that some of the rituals that I do that I've learned from other people. I've learned from other people. I didn't come up with all of these ideas and all of these rituals and philosophies. But, I do a lot of writing. I do a lot of talking. I do a lot of self-talk. And we talk to ourselves, whether we want to admit it or not. You talk to yourself too. You may not be aware that you're doing it, but you're doing it. And then again, maybe you are aware. And I got to the point where I talk to myself a lot of the time, especially I love getting in front of the mirror and talking to myself. There's a power, there's a dynamic element to that. And I'm more and more, I'm beginning to really, really see that in my own life. But going back to belief, you see, most people want to accomplish something great. They feel that maybe they're called to do something different. They feel something. They have a desire or an idea or a vision. But yet they don't have the belief to follow through with that desire or that dream. They hold themselves back. Of course, a lot of it, is in the mind, the way we're programmed, also our belief systems. But, again, how do you create belief in your own life? I'm going to be going tomorrow. This is funny. I'm going to share this. Tomorrow I'm going to be going to a job fair. And I've got a lot of projects going on in my life, and I have to go through some experiences this week and next week. There's some goals that I need to reach, and one of them is being at a big job fair tomorrow. I'm a veteran, so I'm going to be meeting with a lot of veteran employers. But I was talking to myself a little while ago, and I was saying to myself, it's amazing when you get in front of a mirror and you start talking to yourself, some of the things that come out of your mouth. Because I do that as a way to continually reprogram myself. Keep myself in a peak state. So wherever I find myself in front of people or in front of employers, it's not that I want to impress people, but I want to be noticed in a good way because I want to influence people in a good way. When I leave planet Earth, I want to make sure that the work that I've done and the life that I've lived, at least in my last years of my life, because I grew up very, very difficult. I've had a traumatic lifestyle. I've had a lot of difficult things, ugly things go on, bad choices, women, and all kinds of ugly things, and I've been able to overcome all of it. Now, I'm still overcoming every day. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm perfect because I'm not. I fail forward every day. But I was telling myself that tomorrow, they're not going to interview me. I'm going to go and interview those people. What a concept. You go into a job interview and you're thinking, well, wait a minute. Most people think that they're going to interview you. No. You see, when you live in a world of imagination and you're a leader and you know that you're a leader and you're developing more faith and more belief in yourself because you believe that you've been called to something great, you grow every day and things begin to happen. Man, I'm keeping an eye on the clock. I didn't want to keep this video this long, but time just flies. So tomorrow I'm going to go and I'm going to be interviewing people. Of course, they're going to be thinking they're looking for employees. Well, I'm interviewing people. I'm not going there to think as an employee. I'm going there to think as an interviewer. Do I want to do something with this company? Are they worth my time? Do I want to... You see what I'm saying? Now, why am I doing this? This is just part of a process that I have to go through. I've been working from home for quite a few years now. and some situations have changed. But here's my point in all of this. You may be listening to me right now and you may be stuck in life. You may be hating life. You may be going through some really ugly things in your life. Maybe you're stuck with some vices and some habits and some sins in your own life that you're basically struggling with. And I can relate to that because I've had to overcome many areas of my life. But I have a really vivid imagination. I do a lot of things on a daily basis in order to keep myself optimized and in a peak state. When somebody asks me, how you doing, Santos, every single day, throughout the day, I always tell them I'm doing super fantastic, terrific, over the top, in spite of and because of. It doesn't matter how I feel. It doesn't matter what I've gone through that day. It doesn't matter what I may be challenged with. I'm going to use those words, and those words will continue to reprogram my paradigm. Remember I talked about belief earlier? I talked about the power of life and death is in your tongue. You hold the key to the victories in your life. God has given you gifts. Your Creator has given you the ability to get yourself to another state, to get yourself to overcome anything that you want to overcome in your life. If you truly want to overcome it, of course it takes desire, but it takes belief. It takes belief, and belief is something that you can grow with every single day. Now I'm going to tell you something about belief. You got to have courage to develop belief in your life. You got to be disciplined. You know, what I'm sharing with you is a discipline. It's not something that I take lightly anymore. When I get in front of the mirror, when I talk to myself very specifically. I actually tell myself the words that I want to hear and that I need to hear. I talk to myself about the person that I am today, the person that I'm becoming. You know, I have a big vision. I want to face the challenge of standing before thousands of people and sharing my story, just like I'm doing right here in video. I want to have CDs. I want to have more videos. I want to have more, like I say, videos that are more creative, that are more professional. And I'm just getting started with this journey. But I'm in the world of imagination. You know, my mind is always flowing. I'm always thinking. I get myself apart from society and from people, and I go and I find places, quiet places to think about my goals, and I write them down and I think about them, and I meditate on them. How can I achieve this? How can I do this? And it's like I'm putting this big puzzle together. I don't have it all together, my friend, but I believe that I will. See, you don't have to know how everything's going to come together. You just have to have the belief that it will come together. And the more that you do the rituals, the self-talks, the affirmations, the visualization, you got to do these things if you truly want to create a strong sense of belief in yourself. If you don't do those things, you're going to have a limited sense of belief. And that's how everybody operates in the world. Most people are operating on a kind of like a false sense of belief. You know, there's a lot of pride. People are, you know, you can dress real nice and you can put perfume on and you can do all kinds of fancy things to yourself. But if you don't change the mind, if you don't change your heart, if you don't have belief, in a little bit of time, you'll be exposed for what you truly are. And man, that is that's a very ugly statement to say, but it's the truth. See, I'm not into that anymore. I'm into being me. Yes, I'm a product of coaching. I have mentors and I have coaches, books I read, videos that I listen to, seminars that I go to. But I do a lot. I consider myself my own doctor, my own psychologist, my own mentor, my own motivator. I motivate myself because I'm just like you. Every day has its challenges, and sometimes they hit me really hard. But what do when they hit me hard? I hit harder. I go find that quiet place. I pull out my notebook. I go online. I serve others. I encourage others. And the more I give, see, I got a lot of videos on YouTube. I give of myself. I give of myself because I believe that I have faith-filled words that can inspire faith in other people, that can cause you to get ideas, can cause you one word. I believe one word that comes out of my mouth, not because I'm some special guy, because I believe. Because I believe, and I don't know, maybe this is a gift that I have because I didn't grow up with this. In fact, I grew up with a piojo mentality. I call it a poverty mindset. That's what I grew up with. But I'm telling you, man, I know that if I get in front of the right people, I'm challenged. In order for me, I've never stood before a crowd of 1,000 people and shared my story. I want to stand before a crowd of 100,000 people and share my story. I want to face that challenge head on. I want to know what that feels like, but I already visualize it up here. See? Stand before a crowd of people and share a non-scripted story like what I'm sharing in my videos and give of my heart and share my story, share where I've come from and encourage people and thank people for allowing me the privilege to be able to share my message. Just like right now, you sitting here, if you've watched this video for 16 minutes, you know what? I not only congratulate you, I salute you and I thank you because it takes courage. I'm telling you, most people are intimidated by me, and I'm not saying that in a bragging way. A lot of people are intimidated because they're afraid. They're afraid. I don't know, because maybe they don't want to change, and maybe they're afraid of somebody that has a strong vision, a leader. But I'm not here to try to intimidate people. I'm here to basically push people to bring the very best out of them. In fact, that's my mission in life. My mission is to bring the best out of you. Of course, you got to allow me to do that. And I'm just getting started in this venture that I'm in. I'm really excited about my purpose. I'm excited about my mission. I'm excited about the things that I want to see happen in my life, the legacy that I want to leave behind before leaving planet Earth. And I'm working diligently. I believe that it is already happening in my life. I believe. See, that's how you got to talk to yourself. Most people don't talk. Most people don't even know how to talk to themselves. They're always repeating negative stuff, gossip. They talk. They beat themselves up with their own words. They say they're going to do certain things and they don't do them. That kind of plays up here with your psyche. You procrastinate, or you basically, when you say that you're going to do something. Now, I don't do everything I say I'm going to do. I'm not perfect. I fail forward. But I'm accomplishing a lot of the things that are really important to me. When you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, you sabotage yourself. That's what I was looking for. You actually sabotage yourself. So, my friend, you have to develop belief, a strong belief in yourself. And if I can do what I'm doing, living in this imagination world where I believe that anything is possible, where I see myself, sometimes, like I said, I just sit down and I visualize. I see the crowds. I see the thousands of people. I see myself sharing my story. I see myself getting paid for sharing my story. I see people's lives being changed. And I'm already seeing that on YouTube on some of my videos. I get a lot of comments on some of my gambling videos because I've overcome gambling big time. I used to be a big time gambler. I'm beginning to see a lot of comments coming through. In fact, you can check out my gambling videos right here on my YouTube channel if you desire. And you can see what I'm talking about. But man, I'm excited. I did not expect this video to go 20 minutes, but it has. And I truly hope that you find the courage in your life to do the rituals. I'm telling you, my friend, if you need help, I encourage you to watch some of my videos. Watch some of them. Listen to what I talk about. And in fact, I always put my number, my email below my videos, along with my business opportunity link too. because I am an entrepreneur, and I'm always looking for at least one sharp individual that wants to develop income in what we do and what I do. Part of protecting families and protecting small businesses. So I encourage you to think about what I just shared in this video, and subscribe, comment below, like the video, share this video, because in sharing this video, you're helping yourself, and you're helping me, and you're helping other people. So with that said, I'm going to continue to make every single day a super fantastic, terrific, over the top day, daily, in spite of and because of. I'll see you at the very top of my next video. Peace.